I would expect him to re-sign in Philly on a long-term deal. Maybe it's not that 5-year, 250 supermax extension that he's eligible for, but he's going to sign a long deal and he's going to get paid a lot of money. To Keyshawn's point, I said, Keyshawn, for the last year and change, and really to me, we saw him play great basketball, MVP level basketball prior to his hamstring injury. To Tim's point, he has not looked the same since that injury. He does lack that burst, so it's not a matter of Doc Rivers' system. To me, I can just watch the game. He is struggling to get by guys. His blow-by rate is basically cut by 2.5 right now. He's struggling to get by guys. And the other word that Legs used that I thought was just the perfect encapsulation is inefficiency. Like, he's not an inefficient playmaker. He's not an inefficient facilitator, but he is an inefficient scorer. He struggles to make twos. He can't make a floater right now, and those step-back threes aren't going in.
But when you say struggling to blow by guys, why? Because of the hamstring injury?
Well, let's acknowledge the fact that, he's 13 years in the league. Uh-huh. He's got a ton of miles on his body. He's had deep playoff runs, and a lot has been asked of him in his career, especially once he left OKC. He's had the ball in his hands a lot.
Yeah.
There's a metric that we're tracked every single game, every single play. There's cameras all over the arena. There's a top speed metric. It's one of the things they measure: average speed, top speed. James Harden, when he was in Houston, his top speed in a given game, a given year, was somewhere between 18.5 and 19 miles per hour. And over the last year and a half, that top speed is now 16 miles per hour. So, yeah, maybe it is he's lost a little bit of that burst.
I just got to say one thing, because I sat on the show when this trade happened, and people were saying this might be the most dynamic duo ever. And obviously he doesn't have Joel Embiid, so it's not fair to fully judge it. But this is not the most dynamic duo. This is not what we were expecting to see when this blockbuster trade happened. But tell me this, the Sixers were leading at the half. What changed?
For me, it was Miami just at halftime. I think Eric Spoelstra, I'd love to have been in there to hear what he had to say to his team, because I thought second quarter, they were not playing very physically defensively. They were not committing the extra energy they had to against a team shorthanded like this. You saw that in the third quarter. And then Tyler Hero came in, his offense kind of separated the two teams. But for me, it was really just a focus on the part of Miami to dig in and dive in. And I think James Harden got a little bit tired. He took 4 shots in the second half because he's not capable of carrying that burden. I saw him last night pick the ball up off a ball screen where no one really jumped out on him. He had space, and he just picked it up and threw a cross-court pass that was intercepted. You know what that is? That's fatigue. That's mental and physical fatigue. And it's knowing, I don't really know how to do this right now. Like, I can't go get people. I heard people say, he needed to take 25 shots. Well, no, to JJ's point. So he was 5 for 13. Do you know what 25 shots would have looked like? Yeah. It would have looked like 9 for 25. That's what it would have looked like. And he knows that. And so as a result, he's trying to balance playmaking and scoring. The problem is right now, without Embiid, they don't have other guys on the roster except for probably Maxey. And I said going into the game last night, if we're talking about James Harden first.
You did.
I said that's a bad sign if he's the headline.
You said we have to be talking about Maxey.
If Maxey's the headline, it's a great sign, because the only reason Maxey would be the headline is because he went for 35, played out of his mind, and helped them maybe get a win or at least hang tight late.
Yeah.
We did. We talked about James Harden first, which meant he didn't play well. And that's a really bad sign for the Sixers, because they just don't have that kind of depth to make up for that. So 25 shots isn't the answer, because, like to JJ's point, they're not going to be quality shots. They're not going to be efficient shots. He knows it. It's a bad space right now for James Harden to try to figure this out without Joel Embiid.
Key, is this over?
I think when you look at it, the Sixers, you can surely see how much they miss their potential MVP by not being in the lineup. You talked about Maxey. Maxey can get his shots off and do certain things with Embiid on the floor, but maybe that's not the case with James Harden. And from the way I look at it, this thing could be over in 5 if Embiid doesn't hurry up and get back.
You guys think it's over?
Yeah, definitely. They don't win a game in this series that Embiid doesn't play. So, you're talking about you lose 2?
Yeah.
All right, you say, okay, well, now we're going home. But the problem is now you're talking about beating the number 1 seed 4 out of 5 times. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time winning this series without Joel being back for at least Game 3.
Sounds like you're keeping a little hope alive, though. A smidge?
It's sports. Anything can happen.
Okay.
But do I think I said this before the series. I think even with Joel Embiid, I think this is a bad matchup for Philly, and Miami's the better team.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.